I think I may have found the 1990s pieces. I think I may have found the 1990s pieces. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Joppy Noodle Legs here today with Sullivan. Hello everybody. He's here again today. Hey mate. You're a good boy. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do another noodle film review today. Today I'm looking at 1992's Happy Hell Night. Now I picked this up at a reasonable price in CEX for about £6. So wasn't really expecting much from it, to be honest. It's one of 88's slasher collection. This, I believe, trying to see what number this one is, number 28, and it's a normal sort of a 88 production. They tend to just have it just generally like that, and normally with a reversible sleeve. That one there says Frat Fright. I believe that's the European name of the film, but I'm going to stick to Happy Hell Night. Okay, synopsis on the film. Okay, this is pretty much about there's this there's a priest like 25 years before this was set in 1991, so 25 years before that, there was a priest that apparently killed like a group of students from the local high school and sort of cut them up, and sort of was in like a in the graveyard of the church, in like a in a excuse me, in a sort of tomb area inside in the graveyard. He killed these students and sort of like cut their bodies up. Anyway, that's supposed to have happened 25 years ago, and he was caught and put into like a mental asylum, and where he stayed till then. Anyway, it then cuts to 25 years later, with a group of teens from high school, including Sam Rockwell, a very early appearance from him in this film. He and they're discussing things to do on Hell Night. So I don't know what Hell Night is. I don't know if it's a new version of Halloween that they've just invented for the film. I'm not sure. But anyway, they've got a thing there called Hell Night. So obviously that's like when they have parties and stuff like that. So they arrange this party, and one of the guys there who runs like a sort of amateur sort of student TV channel suggests that they do something around this event that happened. Obviously, he tells the other teens about the murders that happened, and that the guy that did it is in this mental asylum, and they were going to try and go and see him as like a sort of prank sort of thing. So a couple of them on that night head out to the mental asylum to seek out this so-called sort of priest, which is like the killer. Now, it seems to me that they got in there very easily. The security was very poor. So they get in and they see where the priest is. They unlock the door, which was the most ridiculous lock you've ever seen. And one of the funniest things that was there, when one of the lads was speaking to his dad about the history of that, his dad gives you the most random, well, it's the most random response to any sort of question asked on a telephone call that I've ever seen in a film.
Hey, what do you know about Phi Delta brothers being murdered in Winfield Cemetery?
So after that random sort of like conversation there with his dad, so anyway, they go off and they easily the lock for the actual cell that this guy's held in is just like a metal bar with like a crucifix through it, and they just lift the crucifix out and walk in. Anyway, so the priest kills one of the two lads. The other one sort of gets away on his motorbike. and then he's loose. So it then turns into your slasher film where he's out sort of killing people, and he just turns up randomly. How he gets there, it's just like, wow, he was standing over there a minute ago, now he's there. It's just really, really strange. Um, and so that's the sort of premise on the stuff. So I won't tell you much more because I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it. So what do I think of the film? I actually really, really enjoyed it. I was shocked, to be honest, how much I enjoyed it. It's really, really bad. It's really cheesy. It's really bad. The acting's awful, um, and the gore is moderate. Um, and it really reminds me of Pieces, um, from the obviously the 80s, and you know how much I love Pieces. So yeah, so it reminds me of that. It's a great little film. I actually really enjoyed it. It's a little bit of a gem, really. Yeah, because I love films that are like poorly acted. There's lots of little hidden things in there that you can sort of find sort of like that makes the film quite charming and sort of like um, its own sort of personality. And it does have that real 90s feel to it. I mean, all the guys in there got the sort of grungy Pearl Jam like haircuts with the curly long hair and all that sort of thing. It's very, very 90s. Um, and the two that sort of our two heroes are the two people you actually want to get it, to be honest, because in this story, there's the love story in there. Sam Rockwell's girlfriend is cheating with another guy, uh, and and the other guy and the girl are the sort of like the heroes of the film, sort of thing, really. And it was kind of like you didn't want them to survive, really. You know, you're a cheat, you know. So how do you deserve to get through it? But anyway, that's that. But yeah, and it's got that really sort of yeah, the story's nothing like Pieces. Okay, it's nothing like Pieces, but it's like that in the same sort of way it's made. It's sort of really sort of yeah, the acting's over the top. Everyone thinks it's the greatest thing they've ever made, if you like, and it's all over the top. And I think that's just brilliant. I love that because you can see what I love about that sort of thing is that the people actually believed in it and gave their all, and I quite like that. Um, so the positives about the film, it is quite a good little story. You know, it's about this sort of demonic priest that's supposedly sold his soul to the devil, um, and he goes around doing some killings. It's not really explained why he's doing it in there, or where he's from, or anything. But he's a strange looking guy. He's got like a he's got this skinny bald head like old man with black eyes, and he's got the weirdest voice. And when he kills someone, he tells them not to do something like no sex, and he goes like no sex. It's like that. He talks like that. It's really strange. It's like what's that about? Um, yeah, and his voice is really strange. It sounds like a cartoon character when he's talking. So but that's quite good fun as well. Again, it gives character to the film. I quite liked it. He's like I suppose he's a pinless pinhead, if you like. But yeah, it is fun, and that's another plus. It is fun to watch. It's a good popcorn movie. You're not going to see the best horror film ever made. You're just going to have a fun time with it, to be honest. Um, the gore is quite good. There is some gory moments, and there's not a lot of it. A lot of the kills it does move away from, and you see the little bit of the aftermath, which is, I suppose, more of a negative than a plus. But you know, at least it was a story you could follow, which was quite cool. And it was sort of poorly acted. So they're the positives and negatives. Yeah, I suppose it would have been nice actually seeing the kills. That would have been cool, and maybe a bit more story behind him, a bit of a backstory to him would have been really cool. That I would have loved to have seen more about that sort of side of the story. Um, and it's really strange because when the kids ever mention it to someone about the there was some cemetery killer. They're all like, "Oh my god!" They're all like this, like it's the. But we're not explaining what happened. No, we're not told anything about it. So, but that. There we go. So a little bit of the backstory would have been good. So I'm going to give this down as a great watch, just because I really enjoyed it and it was fun. Oh, the only other negative is that it's on 88 films, and 88 films do minimal uh, special features. On here, you got two commentaries, no, one commentary and two interviews and a trailer. Now, to me, that's not. No, I like to read more about my background. I like to see more, and stuff like that. And the interview they got on there was with a character that was like a really tiny part in the film. She was only in it about 5 minutes, and they got like an interview with her, not the main characters or anything. Just like, okay. So that was the only other negative. So I'm going to give this a great watch, and I'm going to score it quite high as an 8 out of 10, because it was a real fun time, and we enjoyed it, and we sat there, me and my lad sat there laughing, as well as enjoying the horror film with it. So yeah, I'm going to give it that sort of score because it was quite cool. 8 out of 10 for Happy Hell Night. Anyway, guys, so I hope you like that little review. I will be doing some more reviews coming up. Me and my son are thinking of doing a binge watch of the House movies, of the House box set. So I might do a video on that, guys. That'd be really cool. And I'll be reviewing those films as we're doing that binge watch. So that's something I might be doing. I've got some more top 10s on the way, and some more music videos and some more spider videos on its way. Until then, check out some other YouTube channels, Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Pizzoel, Horror and Todge, Sarah of Horror, and RS Designs. Until next time, guys, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.